Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses, and this is a redo of the video that I made called Men Make Men. I was having some technical difficulties, but yeah. So, in this video, I talked about how I went on a fan page of a YouTuber and I asked why men wear cologne when there's no other men going to be around and they know this. And a lot of people were, criticizing me and judging me and pretty much roasting me for not knowing the point of cologne. Now, before I get into that, I just want to tell you that if you feel like you need to cover up your natural body smell, which is what a lot of people are saying, I want to be fresh, I want to be clean, it's a part of my hygiene. Look, bro, you don't have to wear cologne to smell good, bro. If you wash your body properly and you take a shower right, then you shouldn't have any problems with the smells that are coming off your body. If you do, you need to change your diet, you need to lose weight, you need to make some dietary adjustments, and you need to lower your body fat because obviously body fat does not smell good. But at the same time, bro, the crazy thing about this whole experience was 98% of the replies were men. Probably 100% of those replies were from black men. And the answer that I was actually looking for came from a woman. I do understand that women are usually coming from an emotional standpoint and a standpoint that is nurturing and motherly. But at the same time, it shouldn't have took all of this and this black woman giving me the information when I came there for information, not to be ridiculed, not to be shamed, not to be made out as some dirty, musty guy that just walks around and smells disgusting all day, which I don't. But that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the scientific facts. Now, of course, I was replying and entertaining this situation by saying that, it's manipulative, it's a covert tactic to hypnotize people and take over people's mental space and things like that. And it shouldn't be done because that is a feminine way of coming at life. Now, this woman broke it down. I'm just going to break down a little piece of what she said, but pretty much cologne is filled with pheromones and or the smell of pheromones, and the working man smelled like that when he came home because we had hands-on jobs, we had physical labor jobs back in the day, and that's what women connected to being a good provider and to being secure, smelling her man's pheromones coming off his body after a hard day's of work. Women put on these fruity smells and all these different food smells because that's what men were programmed to smell when they came home from a hard day's of work. Okay, over thousands of years, and evolution took place, and now we are programmed to like those smells and prefer those smells on our mates and on our partners. But at the same time, bro, we do have to understand that women can't make men and men can't completely make a woman, bro. We do have to understand that our job as adults is to shape each other and to leave an impression on the younger generation and the generations that are present and even older than us for us to be able to sustain ourselves as a natural society. If you think, if you watch, if you look, if you use your senses to perceive what is actually going on, we are getting away from what is to be, what nature has intended. Now, my girlfriend likes to say that this is an outdated program that I like to operate by. But at the same time, a lot of women feel how she feels. Well, let me ask you this. If my programming and my thought process is so outdated, why do you like the smell of cologne? Why do you want us to smell like cologne so bad if this world is so different? Biologically, we are the same thing, and you cannot fight biology. You cannot fight nature. If your programming is so amazing, then why do you still look for a husband that can provide and make you feel secure? If this program that I live by is so outdated, then you would love to be with the insecure man. You would love to be with a man that can't fight, that can't protect you. You would love to be with essentially a woman in a man's body. Okay, we have to understand that the job of a man is to correct each other. The job of a woman is to feminize other women, make them, show them the feminine way. Another woman asked me, a woman asked me how to balance her energies. I don't I don't like when men say that I'm masculine. I don't like how much I turn off men. I don't like the type of men that I'm attracting. The masculine men that I do like tell me that I'm masculine. Tell me that I'm too masculine and I'm a turn off. And I said, look, all you have to do is actually do research on what femininity is. All you have to do is adjust your body. All you have to do is hang out with some women that you consider that are feminine and make it a point to study their behavior, study their speech, study what they're dressing, study their body language. And even if you don't do these things consciously, it's going to happen subconsciously. The thing about it is, the power that we have as men is we decide who's a man and who's not. Okay, and the most important part of that is if we all come on one accord of what is masculine and what is manly, especially according to biology, especially according to nature, that's going to shape what we perceive to be valuable as far as our feminine counterparts. Now, this goes into understanding that, yes, there are certain forces, whether they be evil, which they are, or good. When we take into account that these people, certain people are gonna only act how we allow them to act. Certain outcomes are going to occur if we allow them to occur. We do have to understand that, yes, this is a world ruled by mainly one force, but it is a full circle. It's a full circle. If you keep letting people put you in a specific position and you don't reconnect with your nature, then eventually you're going to be weeded out. Why? Because, like Rob Zombie says, the freaks always find their way home. It doesn't matter what this person feels right now. It doesn't matter what they think right now. Their opinions are essentially nothing, because eventually nature is going to kick in. And they're going to realize, wow, I wasted all this time doing this and doing this and doing this. If I would have just spoke to nature, if I would have just had a conversation with nature, if I would have just been on one accord with nature, I would have had everything that I'm struggling for right now. I would have not had to kick my life into overdrive the last 5 to 10 years if I would have just thought for myself. If I would have just did what I perceive as oppressing, instead of just trying to be this young, wild, and free stallion and just go out and just do and just chase and chase and chase something that shouldn't even exist, I would have everything I wanted right now. But instead, I wanted to feel good first and then panic when it's much too late. But a lot of people don't do that. And that doesn't even, the thing about it is, that doesn't take any extraordinary acts. That just takes you realizing what nature is. And paradoxically, it does take an extraordinary act, because we are not set up according to a lot of different movements and a lot of different characters in life. What we do naturally is now seen as something supernatural. It's seen as something extravagant. It's seen as something extraordinary, when it shouldn't be. People sitting down to inform themselves and inform their people shouldn't be something that is so unnatural. People conforming to their own nature instead of playing around and then trying to make miracles out of nowhere, that shouldn't exist. If you were to just literally go inside your body, if you were to not off-put these natural orders, you wouldn't have any problems. You wouldn't have a stress-filled life. Even if everything didn't play out how nature intended, you would still be in a much better position than you are right now. Okay, and I know you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't chase the dragon early on in life, you wouldn't be rushing to put together build this castle. You cannot learn how to build a castle. You can't get the bricks you need. You can't get the cement you need. You can't get the manuals and read the manuals and build this house and expect other people to help you build this castle. When you were born with the bricks, you were born with the castle, but instead you decided to chip away at it. You decided to chip away at it because everybody else in your environment was chipping away at it. Now you're trying to look through the forest and find all these pieces and all the, how do I mix cement? Okay, 1 part water, two, oh man, well come here, let me use some of your cement. No, bro, you had the castle. You chipped it away. Chipping away every year. And now you want to help. Now you want help to rebuild your castle. You shouldn't have destroyed it in the first place. Okay? The thing about it is, had you been masculine in the beginning, had you had paid attention to your body in the beginning, you wouldn't have to do research. You wouldn't have to have Googled these things. And the thing about it is, guys, this is all about looking at the red flags of things. This is all about you separating yourself and understanding that these choices that we all make, they come with ultimately understanding yourself. This is why we have to protect our children at the end of the day, bro. Because most of the choices that you make, a lot of choices that you make that affect the rest of your life, they come from what you've been fed as a child. They come from what you've grown up seeing in your environment. If you don't understand that certain people act a certain way and you might be attracted to it, but at the end of the day, it's something that you don't need to be introducing into your lifestyle diet, which I don't even want to explain that right now. But I'll give you an example. I was at the dentist, right? And I'm going to close with this because I am kind of rambling and I'm speaking in code. I was at the dentist and a woman came in to get her son's tooth taken out because it was loose. Now, I don't want to judge her or anything. She was black. I don't want to judge her. This boy was overweight. He was a big boy. He was probably about 7 or 8. He was probably like, I don't even know, but he was a big boy, man. And I'm thinking in my mind, I read an article that said Arnold Schwarzenegger has 2 sons. The son that he's raising is muscular and built. The son that his wife raised is overweight, he's fat, he's unhealthy, he has a high body fat percentage. The fact that she's spending money to do something that's going to happen naturally, or he can do himself, which is take his loose tooth out, it tells me that he probably doesn't have a father at home, and tells me that he's probably going to have a lot of issues growing up. So, if she would have just used her level of discernment, if she wasn't on this carousel at the beginning of life, then maybe this child wouldn't be obese. Maybe she wouldn't be spending money to get his tooth taken out, which is ridiculous. When I was younger, bro, I would never imagine going to a dentist to get a tooth taken out. One time, I was trying to take a tooth out, and I did it so good, I accidentally took another tooth out. I didn't even intend on taking out. I lost 2 teeth that day. But, I don't know. But what I am saying, the ultimate message of this video is, listen to nature, bro. Nature is not going to lie to you. Nature, like it says in the crab, nature is both loving and cruel at the same time, bro. Yes, it's horrible that you have to do work when you're a young person. Yes, it's horrible that you're not supposed to destroy your body and just let anybody use it because it's valuable. And when people treat you like you're not valuable because you treat yourself like you're not valuable, you can't get mad at them. You have to get mad at yourself for ignoring nature. Yes, that's cruel. Yes, it's cruel that you can't explore all your feelings and experience everything in life that you need to experience. That's not what your youth is for, bro. Your youth is to make sure that you're comfortable and happy when you don't have the potential to do all the work that you feel like you need to do right now. Okay? Your youth is when you're supposed to be working 20-hour days, not when you're 50. All these people that you see that's janitors at 60 years old, and working at UPS in their 50s, that's because they did exactly what I'm just gonna say it. They did exactly what these studies are doing right now. But it was the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. They wasted their youth. Your youth is not supposed to, that's not what it's for, bro. When you have the energy to work 20-hour days, use it. So you don't have to so you don't have to make $13 an hour when you're 40 years old. Use it. Okay? Use it. Your 20s are supposed to be your teens really are supposed to be to explore your strengths and your weaknesses. Your 20s are supposed to be for you to grind. Your 30s are supposed to be for you to refine your grind, and everything after that is supposed to be smooth sailing, bro. And by the time you turn 65, you got your $3 million saved up so you can retire. You never have to work again. 65 and up. You need to have $3 million on deck. How are you gonna have three? Do you think if you're 30, if you're 45 right now, do you think you're gonna make $3 million in 20 years? Probably not, right? Exactly. If you're 32, there's a 70+%, it's 70 to 80% chance that what you're doing right now at 32 is what you're gonna be doing when you're deceased. Well, right before the day before you are deceased. Doesn't that scare you? Okay, then. If you're under the age of 25, now you have the information. Get to it. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang, you the bang, we the bang together, man. Like, with the bro. Peace.